my, this is my coupling. This is mandatory for A, B, C, or D. We're gonna check the blue service line. Make sure it's properly mounted and secure to the tractor air connector. It's properly sealed. I can hear no audible air leaks. So on the blue service line, we're gonna look for cracks, cuts. It's not frayed, it's not pinched, it's not spliced or shaved. It's not tangled. It's free and long enough to make any turns, and it shouldn't be touching against any metal or any tractor parts. And on this side, connecting to my trailer, my two gland hands are properly mounted and secure in the lock position. They're not cracked, broken, and free of any damage. And then between the gland hands, we have rubber seals. Rubber seals are not missing, dry rotted, or worn out. So now checking on the blue service line, make sure it's properly mounted and secured to my tractor air connector. Is properly sealed. I can hear any audible air leaks. So now coming back to that red emergency line, make sure it's properly mounted and secure to my tractor air connector, properly sealed. I can hear no audible air leaks. On the red emergency line, you check for the same items, no cracks, cuts, it's not frayed, it's not pinched, it's not spliced or shaved, it's not tangled, it's free and long enough to make any turns. Same thing, shouldn't be touching or dragging against any tractor parts. Gland hands properly mounted and secure in the lock position, not cracked or broken, and free of any damages. And between the rubber seals are not missing, dry rotted, or worn out. My red emergency line is securely mounted to the trailer air connectors, properly sealed, no audible air leaks. Coming back to the green electrical connection, make sure it's properly mounted and secured to the cap. And on the green electrical connection, we're gonna look for cracks in the insulation, burning marks, exposed wires, or any legal, tapes. And it's not frayed, spliced, or shaved. It's not tangled. It's free and long enough to make turns. And especially this one, shouldn't be touching against any metal, because this is electrical. Checking on this side, connected to my trailer, is firmly plugged in inside a 7-way outlet with the pigtail in the lock position. See, secure, it's not going anywhere. And then we're gonna also check for the little pins inside, make sure they're not cracked or missing. Checking on the 7-way electrical connection, make sure it is securely mounted to the trailer. No nuts or bolts missing, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and there's no burning marks. Okay. Moving on to the fifth wheel. This fifth wheel is not a sliding fifth wheel. This is mounted. So we're gonna check on the fifth wheel rail. Make sure it's securely mounted. There's no fifth wheel rail. It's securely mounted. There's no nuts or bolts missing, and it's not cracked, broken, or bent. Checking on the skid plate. Make sure it's securely mounted. There's no nuts or bolts missing, and it's not cracked, broken, or damaged. Checking on the release arm. Make sure the release arm is in the engaged position with the safety latch in place, and it's not cracked, bent, or broken, and it works properly. Making sure the skid plate is properly mounted and secure. You see there's no nuts, bolts, pins, or springs missing. There's a lot of stuff down there. That's it, and it's not cracked or broken. It's well lubricated, so I can make my turns properly, and there's no gap or any daylight in between the skid plate and the trailer apron. Trailer apron not cracked, bent, or broken, and it's sitting flat on top of the fifth wheel skid plate. It's fully closed. So now we're gonna get under the trailer. Ya le enseñas el kingpin. It's okay, my kingpin is properly secure all the way in, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it's properly greased. The little metal that goes around it, that's the locking jaws. ¿Sabes cuál es, no? Locking jaws are fully closed around the kingpin, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it is secure in the lock position. And then from there ya te metes al la inca, okay?